turn up, turn up, turn up. I'm breaking in. I'm at the pearly gates, but they won't let it in. I told the devil, I said, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. No, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. Pray to the Lord, Daddy, let me in. I'm breaking in.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Steelers going up against the Bills. So let's send you up to Orchard Park, New York, standing by Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. First carry for LaShawn McCoy. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. So McCoy with a carry there, but a lot of the recent talk in the running back camp about a guy who's no longer there. They released Carlos Williams.
And he was the great complement, especially in goal line, short yardage situations, to LaShawn McCoy because of his size and his strength. With him no longer there, Reggie Bush doesn't get those carries in those situations. Maybe the rookie, Jonathan Williams, can step up now and become that type of a back.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field. I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
Ryan Shazier ran so fast at his combine that many people thought someone actually ran for him. He's a linebacker who ran sub 4.4, and he uses that speed to make plays all over the field.
Now Taylor, and he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now a first down carry here from McCoy. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
And he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though.
Here we go. What? Ohio.
On 3rd down, Taylor. And he fires one, but incomplete. Charles Clay is tied in the intended target, and that'll bring up 4th down. Dan Carpenter now for the Bills field goal. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright, and this will remain a scoreless game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It's caught at the 10. It's a big play. Roethlisberger to Brown. 51 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back will be a key piece.
Without a doubt, because they ask their runner to not just do that, but to block, to catch, to help set a tone for their offense.
And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And here come the Bills. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
2nd down following the run. Watkins alone on the left side. Taylor will throw. Man open right side. It's the tight end Clay. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Chris Gregg, his tight end, was the intended target, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
That was a long pass attempt downfield, and the ball was popped up in the air. And how come things go from really fast to almost slow motion when the ball's up in the air and the defender's unable to haul it in before it hits the ground?
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now Taylor. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you got to love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They've become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
To throw again is Taylor. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Mike Mitchell coming up from the secondary to make the stop. On 2nd down, Taylor.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. One man in the backfield. That's McCoy. On 1st down, it's Taylor. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 2nd down, here's Taylor. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. And he's brought down after a good game.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's what really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Watkins alone on the left side. Now Taylor going to hand this one off to McCoy. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time. It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there. And there we saw completion.
And this seemingly endless drive continues.
The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Slot man moves right. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Taylor. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cameron Hayward coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's a 2nd missed field goal here in this 1st half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well.
Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the 4th down decision-making going forward. If you get 4th and 3, 4th and 4, situations that used to be calls for the kicker might get a second thought.
He's going to slip, and that's caught inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 71 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Oh, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out? There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Charles Clay as tight end. And that'll bring up a third down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And got a man. It's Woods. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And, Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
I know we're doing this game live, but let's step into the film room for just a second, because when they review this play, oh, the negatives are going to be incredible on this one. Rolling out to his right. Yeah, he's right-handed, so that's a natural spot for him. But he throws back across his body back into traffic.
Big no-no.
Oh, that's a monster no-no. The only good thing that happened, it fell incomplete. Very fortunate.
A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Taylor. And he finds an open man, Hankerson. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Taylor forced out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bills are an extra point away from taking the lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He's going to float this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He's going to go up top again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. And he locates Wheaton, complete. Give him 16 yards on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. This is Bell. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger trying to lay one up deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a third down.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Another pistol look here. Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. Hauled in by Wheaton over the middle. A good pickup there at 22. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now a first down following that long gain. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And Boswell's kick is good. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And now they're in the hurry-up.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the 3rd quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
Now Roethlisberger. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
There's no doubt about it. That's just one of the best connections in the league. Big Ben throwing it to Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown has turned himself into such a player. A low-round draft pick, but you can't beat his determination or work ethic, and Big Ben welcomes that.
And Big Ben won a Super Bowl at 23, youngest ever to do so, has never looked back. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. And quickly, they get to the line.
No matter what play call you have on, you're always conscious of edge pressure disrupting you. And it doesn't matter whether it's a pass or a run. And in this case, it was a draw, and the edge pressure came in and destroyed the play. Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Bills are going to get the football back. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On second down, here's Taylor. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now Taylor on first down. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. Give him 11 on the gain there. And it's first down, Buffalo.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Taylor. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's brought down. 13 yards there on the pickup. And it'll be a Buffalo first down. And they're going to speed things up here. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Back now in Buffalo. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Flushed out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play? Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
On third down, Taylor. And he comes back with one complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know, the field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And now out come the Steelers. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Well, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Man in motion right, Antonio Brown. On second down, it's Bell. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job, to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
Now receiver in motion left. Second and goal from the 5. They'll try again with Bell. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Bills have recovered. And the Bills offense comes out ready to take over. This remains a 1-point. Game. The defense did their job. Now the offense here late, they just need to kind of hold on, seal this victory.
And the defense did it so well, didn't they? Didn't allow any points and got the ball back for their offense in order to close out this game. What a great feeling for both sides of the ball.
It'll be a better feeling if the offense can just seal this thing. We'll see if they can do it.
You trying to say the defense doesn't want to go back out there again?
That's correct.
Okay.
Here we go!
They'll try and run some clock now with McCoy. And he'll lose it. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Watkins alone on the left side. Now Taylor. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. So the D-line's going to spread out. Taylor will throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Check. Let's go!
The Bills will go for it. It's Taylor. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And he is going to lose you. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Partner, what a good football coach is looking for. Complete football players. And guess what? We've got one here, because most cornerbacks, they just want to cover people. This guy shows the ability to go ahead and make tackles.
He'll look to throw. And Bryant's got it over the middle. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And that is no good. Wide to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. So a bullet dodge there defensively. They surrender excellent field position on the kick return, but it winds up not costing them a thing.
And that's a tough sequence of events from an offensive perspective. The inability to get first downs leads to the field goal try. And the inability to cash that in leads to nothing on the scoreboard.
Let's go! Next round! Next round! Next round! Next round!
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. He hits Greg, complete. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Past the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. Now Carpenter to add the extra point. And that one will ensure that it'll take a touchdown and the 2-point conversion to tie this thing. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. He's back to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Back to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll look to throw. Goes underneath for Bell. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Brown, the lone receiver, left. One last shot for Roethlisberger. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. I'll tell you what, partner, you learn a lot in every game. But when you win a close one, maybe you get to determine a little bit more about the guts of your team if you're the head coach.
It gives you much more than a snapshot now, doesn't it? You get to see the full picture of who your team is, and especially individuals, and how they handle pressure situations.
And then moving forward, you have the confidence that late in a close game, hey, we've been here before. We've done this. We've won this game.